We about to do a quick rant, but before we do the rant, can you tell me a little something about Benson Dynasties?
So yes, so Benson Dynasties is our parent company. Benson Dynasties right now has merch on sale. So go cop that at bensondynasties.com. And any other type of branding, marketing, anything like that, Benson Dynasties also handles that as well. So if you need anything with branding, go to bensondynasties.com.
Okay, all right. So our next segment is going to be the rant. That is when one of us has 5 minutes on the clock where we can really let some stuff off of our chest. And just with everything going on in sports this week, I needed a rant. So this segment is brought to you by Benson Dynasties as well as Anchor FM. If you want to start a podcast like we are, use Anchor, man. They're great, easy to use. It's the best way to go. All right. So we ready? Start my time. My rant this week is on one Kyrie Irving. Okay. I've gotten to the point with Kyrie where I just don't know what to do with him anymore. I never want to be the shut up and dribble guy. I don't work for Fox News, so that's not my cup of tea. But man, Kyrie just is a dude who continues and continues and continues to put his foot in his mouth. Now let me start. Okay. I respect Kyrie as a player, but I also somewhat believe that Kyrie is a little bit of an overrated player. Because Kyrie Irving, before LeBron James came back to Cleveland, was a perpetual lottery player, right? He missed a lot of games. He did not win, and he did not improve anybody. He was not a traditional point guard. He was just Showtime, right? His ability to make the moves he was making and do the things he was doing on the field were great. On the court were great, but he wasn't winning. LeBron gets there, and he bristles against LeBron. He decides he doesn't want to pass, all of this. It's ridiculous, right? But then he hits the shot that he hit, and you got to give Kyrie the credit for that. Like that's one of the biggest shots in NBA history. I'm not taking anything away from that. But then he continues to go against big brother LeBron. Says, I'm not your little brother. I'm not this, blah, blah, blah. Ends up in Boston, which, as everybody knows, he didn't want to go to Boston. Wasn't on his list. But he ends up in Boston. He's doing well. Then he hurts his knee. Another injury from Kyrie. He hurts his knees, and then guess what happens? Boston takes off. Jason Tatum's able to do well. Jaylen Brown starts to develop. Al Horford decides he wants to shut down Joel Embiid. I don't want to get into that for my own personal feelings, but what do? They end up getting to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals with Kyrie Irving hurt. All right, well, that means next year when Kyrie comes back, everything's going to be great. No, Kyrie made the team worse. So, Kyrie, you've been to 2 spots, made the team worse. Then you go over to Brooklyn. Brooklyn last year, you're telling people we need more help before KD ever touches the court. These guys aren't good enough, blah, blah, blah. You hurt your shoulder. Another injury. What happens? They play well. They make the playoffs. Spencer Dinwiddie doesn't look like he's a bad player anymore. Karis LeVert looks like he develops. What is Kyrie really bringing to the table? Besides the fact that he has the Uncle Drew dribble ability, he's out here a bucket, cool. But he does not seem to produce winning ways. And right now, he's already on Instagram talking about how he needs to have 8 post-ups a game. 8 post-ups a game, he told KD on Instagram. 4.5. I feel like I got a mismatch every time I touch the ball. What? You're 6'3", 6'4" at best. You don't need to be posting up everybody. The guards in the NBA are getting taller. You're not just rising up and shooting over everybody. You have Kevin Durant on that team. Are you going to be okay being the player you are, which is a Robin? And, bro, you can't tell the media they're a bunch of pawns. That's unacceptable. It's a part of your job. It's the reason the NBA has money is by having the media to market you. If you hate the media, then get rid of your signature shoe, Kyrie. No more Kyries need to be out there. Oh, you hate the media? Then get rid of your deal with Pepsi. There's no more Uncle Drew. I need you to either B, I hate the media, I just want a ball, I'm an artist, or B, you're able to shut up and deal with the issue and play basketball and succeed.
Time. Listen,
thank you.
I ain't got nothing. I 100% agree with you. The only thing I wanted to throw in there was not only did he get hurt and Brooklyn play better, but the year before he got there, when D'Angelo Russell was point guard,
yo.
they went to the playoffs.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm getting tired
So
of
that just goes to
And that's
show
not
you.
even to go back to show you. He got hurt even at Duke.
Yeah, he only
Yep.
played 8 games or what, 3
You know?
4 games or something like that.
Something like that.
He got hurt all the way back from Duke to Cleveland to Boston to Brooklyn. Like, come on, man. And then you go talk all this crap about, I'm an artist. This is my art. Yeah, bro.
Like,
Relax.
my
If
man,
you want to do that, go to Rucker Park. Go hoop
You-
just for fun. But you hooping to get paid.
Kyrie
Now-
Irving is skip to my Lou.
Now,
With a
you know what's funny
championship.
about this is the funny thing about it, and you can tell this is 2 different leagues. Now, if Kyrie, let's pretend if he had the same attitude, he was in the NFL, he would have been canceled right now.
He'd be a wide
Out of
receiver
there.
in the NFL.
Yeah, he would be a wide receiver.
absolutely.
Wide receiver.
Absolutely.
But because of all the injuries and stuff, they would have been got him out of there. You know what I mean?
Kyrie would have
So-
been retired 2 seasons ago.
Right.
Easily.
So
Would've
it
been
just
tough.
amazed me how I don't think he takes the time to just appreciate the opportunity. And he's talented. We all know he's talented. Like
He got the
ain't
talent to back it up, but he just gotta get his mind into understanding of this is a business.
Bro.
But here's my thing though. At what point do people, because I know he has some type of team. At what point does someone in your team or your close friends be like, yo, bro, you know what? This ain't the time. Go hoop. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bro, I think that's the problem. I think that's what LeBron was doing. And I think that's why he wanted to come up from under his shadow too much, because of the standard that LeBron held that man to as being a superstar and a champion. You know what I'm saying? And I think that pressure is too much for him. He has to be the person that feels like he's the free spirit and say whatever he wants without any consequence or without any repercussion. And that is my problem, that he got way too much praise for that championship. You know what I mean? And this allowed him to get a pass for not being an effective leader. Because again, like you said, Tonio, you said it perfect. Before LeBron got there, what team was Cleveland? What were they? They were terrible. Completely terrible. This man comes on that squad, he revamps it a little bit, but he takes the pieces that were already there for the most part. He took the pieces for the most. Hey, listen.
Just Kyrie. He just took Kyrie. He got rid of everybody else.
I mean, at some point he got rid of everybody else. But again, to start out, most of those pieces were still in place. Those pieces were added like trade deadline stuff. And, yeah, he revamped the team for sure. But at the end of the day, he's done more with less, even in that. You know what I mean? So for me, Kyrie has just always gotten a pass. I told people he wasn't a leader when he went to Boston. Every time he's been removed from a team, they've gotten better. So I'm 100% with you. Spot on. Great rant. And that's why I told him, that's why I said he wasn't making the playoffs.
and honestly, like, again, I 100% agree with you. You already know how I feel about him. But he was on one of my teams. So I didn't like him.
We don't agree on much.
Right. We don't agree on much, but I knew that. That and the Al Horford thing.
Yeah.
But nah, I just got this feeling that if he does not make this work in Brooklyn, I think he's done.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, what's making it work in Brooklyn for you?
Man, listen, and that's the thing. I don't know. Because here's my thing.
Because if they don't win a chip, people aren't going to say that's because of Kyrie. That's because of KD.
No.
Unless
what I
Kyrie
mean,
comes out and says something crazy.
no, what I mean by like it making it work, again, you just pretty much laid out the same trend. You go to the team, you play there, you make the locker room real toxic, you get mad, then you either ask to get traded or you go somewhere else. And then the same cycle. I think if that same cycle happens here in Brooklyn, I don't think
It'll be harder here for that to happen because him and KD are such good friends.
Right.
Man, KD was good friends with
KD went there because of Kyrie.
Kyrie.
KD didn't pick Brooklyn. Kyrie
That's
picked
fine.
Brooklyn.
But it's not even just a KD thing. I think if it becomes a bigger locker room issue, you continue to, but like if you end up having issues with your coach, because he has issues with coaches in the past before.
He already
at
has
that
an
point.
issue. He said he didn't need one.
He walked that back, to be
He
fair.
walked it back, but he did say it though, and that
But he
was the
said
whole
it,
point.
though.
Like he can't say that.
He only probably walked it back because they got in his ass.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, I agree with you. I just feel like if something like that, because it happens so often within the last 4 or 5 years, something like that happens, it don't even have to be with KD. I don't even care about them winning. That happens. I don't think anyone's really picking you up too much after that. And if you are, you're definitely not going to be on no contending team. You're going to probably get picked up by the worst team in the league or something, or you're going to be in China with Michael Beasley in them.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, that might be the best place for him because all he has to do is put on a show there. I think he's more show basketball. He's more work apart.
To be honest, it depends on what his motive is. I mean, he got his ring, got his money. Like, all depends on what he wants.
I don't know if his motive is really competing. You know what I mean, for a championship. I don't know. You haven't heard him really say that. You know what I mean?
This Brooklyn stint will tell. This next season or two will tell a lot about him. But I do agree. Like, he needs to either someone need to tell him to kind of, let's focus up. Like, if you want to talk, at least ball out and talk too. But you can't be injured all the time and then be talking at the wrong times and just doing whatever you want, yo. Like,
whole size, what size we were? 12, 11, 12. Right in his mouth. Triple.
We are proud.